Hello and welcome to section 2, setting up the Unity editor. Presumably at this point you have downloaded and installed Unity on either your Mac or your PC. So let's go ahead and get started. Open Unity up. Now, you should see this project wizard. If you do not see this project wizard, don't panic. What that means is you've opened the sample project. To get to the project wizard, in the top left hand corner of Unity you'll see File, click on that, drag down, go to New Project. This should open the project wizard. Project wizard is essentially a way to choose between multiple game projects installed on your machine. Currently we don't have any projects, so we're going to create our own. Go ahead and click the tab. Let's get started. Right here is the project location and name of the project. So I'm going to call this My Project, and that's going to be that. You can put this anywhere you want, name it anything you want. This section is a series of packages that you can import. And what these packages are predetermined assets that help you in game development. Currently we don't need any, so we're going to ignore this section. Now down here is the last option, and this is set up defaults. The defaults are for 3D or 2D. Unity supports 2D and 3D development, so you can use either, and you can switch back and forth. It's just determining the defaults. We're going to leave this as 3D. So go ahead and click Create. After a moment, you should be here. This is the Unity editor, and I'm going to go over each of the windows with you very quickly, and then we'll get into them more depth later on. Right here, this big window is called the Scene View. This shows off all of the objects currently in your scene. You'll be able to move around in 3D space, manipulate them, put them in places. A scene is essentially a level where all of your objects sit in their resting state until the game has started. Speaking of game, right next to scene you will see a game word. If you click it, it opens up this new tab and you see this lovely blue screen. This is the game view. This shows you what your game will look like when the user starts playing. Obviously there's nothing in our scene right now, so it's just blue. Now, the hierarchy shows us everything that is in our scene. Currently it's just a main camera. Now you can click on this camera here, and then when you do, you'll see it is selected in the scene view. And also over here on the right, this is the inspector. The inspector view shows you the details of the object you are currently looking at. I'm going to deselect this for now because we don't need it. And this one down here, this is the project window. This shows you all the files and assets currently in your project. Again, this is empty because there's nothing going on right now. However, say you wanted to create a subfolder, you could use this drop down, create a new folder, or you could right click on assets, go to create, and also create a new folder. I'm going to delete this because we don't need it currently. The last window here is the console view. The console view shows you any error or debug messages that you would get during development. This is helpful later on as you get further and further. Now, one important thing to know about all of these views is they are dockable, and you can move them in any position you want. So you can put the console here, you can put it down, you can leave it floating, you can put it under the project like it was, and all of the windows do this. So you can have your scene view and your game view side by side, etc., etc. Now, in the top right corner, there's a drop down called Layout. If you take a look at this, there are multiple layouts for you to use. You can use 2x3, the 4x4 split, tall, and wide. Now, we're going to use tall for now. It's one of my personal favorites. However, if you wanted to create a new layout, say you wanted your inspector down here, you go to layout and you go down here to save layout, and you can write my layout, and there you go. Now your layout is saved in the options, and you can go to it whenever you want. For now, let's go to tall. This is the layout we're going to be using for the next video, where we'll show you how to manipulate game objects in the scene.